Mint is India's second-largest business newspaper published by HT Media Ltd, the Delhi-based media group which also publishes the Hindustan Times. It mostly targets readers who are business executives and policy makers. It is India's first newspaper to be published in the Berliner format. Mint exclusively carries WSJ-branded editorial content in its pages by virtue of the content-sharing partnership between HT Media and Newscorp, which owns the journal. The current editor of the newspaper is Sukumar Ranganathan. Launch: Mint was launched in collaboration with the Wall Street Journal on February 1, 2007, with the journal's former deputy managing editor, Raju Narisetti, as its founding editor. Around 8 months before the first edition was published, Narisetti went about hiring and assembling staffers for Mint. Several trial runs of the newspaper, with varying formats and names on its masthead, were reportedly tried out before settling with the current ones. The launch team comprised some of India's leading business journalists as well as a handful of staffers from the journal, whom Raju Narisetti had brought on board with the intention of bringing some WSJ style and flavour to Indian journalism. Informed observers saw it as a well-calculated attack on the near monopoly of the Economic Times, published by the Times Group, HT Media's rival media conglomerate. Within 2 years of its launch, Mint was second only to ET and established itself as India's fastest-growing business daily. Style: the design of the Mint newspaper presents business and financial information in a compact format, often using infographics to tell stories and present data. The newspaper was initially designed by Mario Garcia, who has also been associated with the redesign of the Wall Street Journal. Content and culture: Mint is the business daily from the stable of HT Media, which seeks to compete with the Economic Times, Business Standard, Business Line and the Financial Express. Although it is a daily newspaper, Mint doesn't think of itself as a newspaper of record, focusing instead on the bigger stories of the day, along with analysis and lifestyle pieces. Some media critics have called Mint a daily magazine because of this choice of presentation. Mint Lounge: on Saturdays the paper published the weekend edition Mint Lounge, instead of the weekday issues, which has a higher circulation figures, especially with women readers. Lounge is a magazine-style supplement that focuses on the arts, food, culture, fashion, sport, music, and the like. It contains columns by Ruit Brajith, Samar Halinkar, Shobha Narayan, Mayank Austin Sufi, Orka Patel and Natasha Badwa. Structure: the editorial staff are organized into various teams based on subject matter. Topic: editors usually decide on the composition of stories for the next day's edition in a news conference held before the paper goes into the final stages of production. There are also small teams that focus on strategy, marketing, advertising and other aspects of publishing the paper and its ancillary offerings, and technicians who work exclusively on HT Media's digital media projects, including apps for mobiles and tablets featuring Mint and other publications from HT Media. The newsroom and management follows a relatively flat structure, unlike in other divisions of HT Media. Narisetti's exit: in late 2008, Narisetti quit his position as editor and decided to return to the United States, where he joined the Washington Post. Ranganathan replaced Narisetti as editor. Narisetti's resignation, as it was revealed over time, was not without controversy. He said he left earlier than he expected because of a troubling nexus of business, politics and publishing that he called a draining on body and soul. Stance and editorial opinion: Mint's editorial views page emphasizes free people, free economies and free societies. Its editorial pages broadly support economic liberalization and an unfettered economy but provide for some space for social programs that tackle especially grievous inequity. It has taken an especially strong position on national security and terrorism issues, opining in favor of strategic national interest over more liberal alternatives. However, the paper, like most English-language papers and magazines targeted at affluent Indians, does appear to be socially liberal. Quick Edit: Mint carries a short editorial piece on the front page titled Quick Edit. The longer opinion piece is titled Our View, and guest opinion piece is titled My View, or their views are carried in views pages towards the end of paper. Notable employees: Siddhan Vadukart, handyman, columnist, previously managing editor of Levemint.com. References: Ment. HT Media. Retrieved June 3, 2013. HT Media http www.ht media in brand page Hindustan ASPX. Page equals paged media mint. Retrieved June 3, 2013. HT Media http www.ht media in management frame ASPX. PID equals C5F2A589-4206-4F8AB179-23079E961035 and ML equals 1200 and page equals paged media management. Retrieved June 3, 2013. Kalyan. HT Media to launch Business Daily. Appoints Wall Street Journal unregistered trademark S. Radyone Rossetti as head of editorial. Retrieved March 18, 2014. Mint founding editor Radyone Rossetti quits, managing editor Sukumar to step in his shoes. Financial Express. Retrieved June 3, 2013. Pseudonymous author spells finis to Mint editor? Sans serif. December 28, 2008. Retrieved June 3, 2013. Timmons, Heather. Some Indians find it tough to go home again. The New York Times. Retrieved June 3, 2013. In Defense of Freedom. In Defense of Sweatshops. Apropos of Nothing. Twitter. Retrieved June 3, 2013. Kubiclinama. Ment. Retrieved June 3, 2013. About. Domain Maximus. Retrieved June 3, 2013. External links: official website, Mint e-paper, interview with Radyone Rossetti, Mint, Mint Market Info.